She showed up on the sixth night. Rain slicked the steps. The porch light caught her face, smiling, careless, almost amused. "Be grateful I even came home," she said. "I enjoyed my stay with my lover." Her words didn't sting, not anymore. I looked at her for a moment, long enough for her to mistake my silence for weakness, then handed her the yellow envelope. "Thanks," I said quietly. "But you don't live here anymore," she smirked, until the paper trembled in her hands. When she opened it, her face went white. That's where it ended for her. But for me, it started long before that. It began with a call, a blocked number, a pause, then a voice I didn't recognize. "You should check your wife's messages." Click. Silence. I almost deleted it, almost convinced myself it was a prank. But that night, while she showered, her phone lit up, just once. A message preview. A man's name I didn't know. "Miss you already." My pulse didn't race, my chest didn't tighten. Instead, I felt an eerie stillness, as if my body already knew and had been waiting for the rest of me to catch up. When she came out, towel draped loosely, she smiled, kissed me. I smiled back. That was the last night she ever touched me. I didn't confront her. I observed. She became more careful, deleting texts, taking her phone everywhere. She changed her perfume, wore new clothes, laughed more when she thought I wasn't listening. At dinner, I asked how her day was. She said, "Busy." Her eyes flickered right, the way they always did when she lied. I memorized that flicker. It became my compass. I started documenting her patterns, times she left, routes she took, the distance between her lies. No shouting, no scenes, just quiet documentation. When she said she was at work, I traced her GPS to a motel. When she said she was exhausted, she'd been dining downtown, 2 glasses of wine on the bill. I watched her, watched the way she thought she was winning. She had no idea she was living inside my investigation. Weeks passed. Then 6 days without a word. Her phone off, her friends unsure, her family worried. I played my role perfectly. Concerned husband, sleepless nights, police report filed. Inside, I was emptying out. Every illusion of her, of us, bled away. I began preparing. If she ever came back, I wanted her return to be the closing act, not the second chance. I collected everything: screenshots, timestamps, the photos from outside the motel, the receipts with 2 dinners, 1 room. But there was one thing left to confirm: the boy, our son, or so I thought. He was only 6, innocent, oblivious. He had her eyes, not mine. For years I dismissed that fact as coincidence. I couldn't anymore. I sent a sample for testing. Hair from his brush, my saliva. The lab needed 3 days. Those were the longest 3 days of my life. When the email arrived, I didn't open it immediately. I poured coffee, sat by the window, watched rain slide down the glass. Then clicked. 0% probability of biological relation. No sound came out of me. Not a sigh, not a curse, just silence. Because that's what truth does when it's too large for pain. It empties you. The doorbell rang on the 6th night. She looked radiant, like guilt had nourished her. Her hair styled, her lips painted, a faint scent of his cologne clinging to her coat. "Be grateful I even came home," she said again. "I enjoyed my stay with my lover." Her tone was teasing. She expected rage, a fight, a pleading man. Instead, I gave her indifference. "Thanks," I said, "but you don't live here anymore." Her smirk faltered. Then she saw the envelope. Yellow, plain, thin. She opened it. Inside, documents, photos, printouts. The DNA test on top. Her smile died. Her eyes darted across the page, scanning the words she couldn't unsee. She looked at me, finally realizing the scale of my silence. "What is this?" she whispered. "Proof," I said. "Proof of what?" "Everything." Her hands shook. You tested?" "Our son," I finished. "Yes." Tears welled, but not for remorse, for fear. Because now she understood, this wasn't a man breaking, it was a man finished. I watched her crumble, slowly, like glass under heat. "I can explain," she tried. I shook my head. "No, you can't." She stepped closer. "Please, listen." 6 days, I said. "You were gone 6 days. You didn't think I'd look?" She froze. "I know his name," I continued, "where he lives, what car he drives, how long you've been meeting him. 2 years, 12 trips, 3 holidays that weren't business conferences." Her mouth opened, but no sound came. "I didn't tell you earlier," I said, "because I wanted you to feel safe before I took it away." The rain outside intensified, smearing light against the window. The clock ticked behind us, a metronome for endings. She reached for me, trembling. "You're angry, I understand, but—" "I'm not angry," I said. "I'm awake." I handed her the final page. Her eyes traced the numbers. Paternity result, 0%. She gasped, small, strangled, animal-like. Her knees buckled. I didn't move to help. She looked at me, desperate. "He's still your son." "No," I said. "He's yours. And his." I turned, walked to the door, opened it. Cold wind filled the room, washing away her perfume. "Where will you go?" she asked, voice cracking. "Somewhere honest." Her tears came fast then, not for love, for loss of control. "I made a mistake," she said. "Please." "You made a choice," I said quietly, "and I made mine." I looked at her one last time, the woman I once built a life around, now reduced to shaking hands and wet cheeks. "You should be grateful," I said. "I didn't destroy you. I just ended us." She collapsed onto the floor, clutching the papers, the truth, like they were a wound she could hide. I stepped outside. The rain hit hard against my skin, but it felt clean. Behind me, she sobbed into the silence I'd left her. Inside that silence, she'd find the only punishment that mattered: truth. I walked to the car, placed the key in the ignition, and paused. The house glowed faintly in the mirror, her silhouette small against the doorway. I drove away without turning back. Some truths kill love. Some set you free. And some, like hers, rot forever in the hands that created them. She'd live with the weight of that envelope. Every word, every photo, every number. A mirror she could never break. As for me, I didn't need revenge. I had closure. And closure, when sharpened, cuts deeper than any knife.